So here is our agenda today. And I kind of already told you all this, so we go further. And here, about our studies. The first slide telling who you will be when graduating from Sibelius Academy, University of the Arts, Helsinki. Our graduates are experts who are capable of high-level creative and critical work. They operate in demanding art, research, development, and educational positions. They also act as societal influencers for an ethically sustainable future. Our studies provide competence for a wide variety of artistic careers for teaching, research, development tasks, as well as for various sectors of societal activity. We have 3 programs: Art Study Program, Research Study Program, and Applied Study Program. And here is some more information of all these 3. First, the Art Study Program. The objectives are to develop students' skills and capacity for artistically high quality and visionary expression, conceptually clear knowledge production, producing new knowledge through methods of art and research, engaging in constructive interaction with the art community, the academic world, and the society at large. The studies in this art study program focus on independent artistic work with research orientation. The studies are complemented by studies that enhance conceptual understanding of the field. The demonstration of proficiency combines artistic and research-oriented approaches. And the demonstration proficiency should include 2 to 4 artistic components, meaning concerts, performances, etc., and a thesis. Then the so-called research study program. Objectives are to develop student skills and capacity for producing high-quality knowledge, interacting with the academic community and wider society, integrating into the activities of the international research community, and strengthening the position of scientific, or if you call it scholarly or academic research. Studies focus on research and complementary studies in research skills. And demonstration is a traditional dissertation or an article-based monography or an article-based dissertation. And the third one, the applied study program. We provide the students with a high-level combination of scientific, methodological, pedagogical, artistic, or technical capacities. Ability to develop new, high-quality methods, capabilities, materials, and tools. To gather, critically evaluate, apply, and produce data. The ability to work together with domestic and international actors, both within their respective fields and across these boundaries. And the ability to communicate the results of their work to different audiences. The students develop specialized knowledge and skills through a music-related research and development project. The degree can have a research orientation or an artistic orientation. The demonstration can include various components, for example, new and proven methods, applications, computer software, materials, theories, etc., etc. And remember, when you have questions, just put them to the chat. Then about our application period and who can apply first. We require that the candidates have a Master of Music degree or equivalent. Eligibility may also be based on other prior studies subject to the Sibelius Academy's assessment of the candidate's prospects for successful study in the program. And here is our application period, which starts 8th of January and ends already 22nd of January. Here are our websites, which you might probably already visited. And before someone asks, yes, you can get the material afterwards if you want, with all the links, etc. The documents you need when applying. In all programs, personal details and contact information, of course, a postgraduate study plan, a research plan, or a project plan, depending which of these three mentioned profiles you are applying. Then the schedule of doctoral studies, a plan for the supportive studies, and a CV or an artistic portfolio. Then plus, in art study program, you need the program for your proficiency test and motivational letter. Art study program, you need a postgraduate study plan, which means artistic components and thesis plan describing the research orientation of your artistic work, the topic, goals, research problem of the project, portfolio, and motivation letter. When applying to research program or profile, we call it, you need a research plan outlining the basis and objectives of the research project, earlier research related to the project, and the topics and research methods of the project. When applying to applied studies program, you need a project plan, the applicant's objectives in developing as a professional and contributing to his or her field, the project content, and a doctoral portfolio. Few more slides with a lot of important information. Sorry, now I skipped. All accepted applicants will be informed results latest 20th of May 25. Based on the application, the student can be granted the right to study towards the Doctoral of Music degree. The third one, of course, the application can be rejected. And the second one is we can grant you the opportunity to be admitted as a preparatory external student. And these studies are mostly organized by our open university, open campus. And this is, how would I say it? it's not in well, let me put it this way, it's little rare that we make this second opportunity. The first and the third are the ones. Then a few words on how to fund the doctoral studies while studying in UniArts Helsinki, Sibelius Academy. We have few doctoral students positions in UniArts and in Sibelius Academy, but when being a first-year student, when now applying, you can't apply for the post, but you can apply it when being a student. If you get accepted, you can apply for the positions. But we need to say there are only limited number of the vacancies. So there are not many of those places. Then you can, of course, apply for scholarships from Finnish or other foundations. Obviously, part-time work and savings. But then we have this support for artistic components and other expenses. We have in our kind of, could you say, basic funding, we have this support for the artistic components. And then we have a foundation called Sibelius Academy Foundation, Sibelius Akatemian tukisäätiö, and they support also doctoral students. Maybe while sharing this, I would give turn to Leena and Outi, if you would like to share your experiences while studying in Sibelius Academy. Maybe something about when you applied and something when you have studied here in Siba. Kumpiko haluaa aloittaa? Leena, would you start, please? Being a junior, yes. from you too.
You are feel free to ask more precise questions. Also, I'm because it was very wide. What did I feel when I applied? I think I'm doing the art study program at Docmus, so artistic research, and it's multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. So I am within arts, like music, sound arts, and conceptual art. And then I'm still having to that philosophy, theology, psychology of religion, that kind of multifaceted package, which was by the time of applying, of course, the guess of which program shall I take. But the key thing in my research is art as the tool to do the research. So it was clear then in the end that it's the art study program. And what I could say from there and to now, that there is now a fine list of things that you have to put to the application, but it is allowed to change afterwards. I think the main thing is that it's some sort of a coherent and logical package that with the information that you have now makes sense and can be further developed. And then when you are in, there is so much that you can be inspired by or learn new things, and then it kind of hopefully crystallizes as you go along. And then I have also updated my research plan afterwards and got it accepted changes. So there is like a lot of attention to pay now that maybe more as in the details, but the whole of everything, that the puzzle pieces make sense. But then there is also a lot of possibilities and flexibility later on while you are here. And as said, I'm also doing multidisciplinary. So even though I'm at Docmus, I have a very versatile study plan. And now I forgot the English word for tukiopinnot. Somebody help me. Well, the other course is
support studies.
Support studies, yes, strengthening supportive studies, that I'm also taking from all the academies that we have here. So yeah, I don't know if that answer now Tuuli's question, but these are my thoughts for the moment.
Thank you, Leena. If someone wants to ask from Leena, you go ahead, but you can also, while Outi is talking about her studies and maybe also the if you remember something when applying, and then maybe, yes, as you told, you are preparing yourself to next Saturday when you have your tarkastustilaisuus. The
Defense.
dissertation, if you call it, yes.
Defense.
So, ole hyvä, Outi. Some thoughts from you.
Okay. So I graduated from the Sibelius Academy in Arts Management in 2018. From my youth, I have another master's degree in languages. And when I graduated, I noticed that the application period was in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. The deadlines had changed from previous years, and I had not made note of that. And I had less than 2 weeks to prepare a research plan, and I had never, ever seen a research plan before. And asked my supervisor, please help me, give me something. And then I quickly wrote something, and it was okay, but a little bit childish, I would say. And I was accepted to a preparatory year. I'm not sure if you still have it or not, because there have been plans to take it out. And of course, it hurt my pride, but I decided to be humble and listen to what more educated people said about my plan. And I think I managed to improve it a lot within that year. And actually, then I was fully accepted the following year, and I got very good feedback for my research plan. And I think it's all because of the good feedback I got from the professors and teachers during that year. And so I'm in the research study plan and doing arts management. I have an interdisciplinary research topic, internationalization of higher education and how it meets social sustainability. And so it's interdisciplinary between internationalization of higher education, sustainability, and community engagement. And I've studied for 5 years, and I've been in a management position before, so I've counted all my hours, and if I convert it to full-time employee, it would have been 2.8 years working full-time. And I will have my defense next weekend. And in the research study program, you can choose either a monograph or article-based dissertation. And I chose a monograph, which ended up being 168 pages plus references. And it was actually shorter than all the other ones that I'd looked at. But then my opponent said that my dissertation is rather long. So I don't know. I think it depends on the discipline. And I chose the monograph because I didn't really understand how it's put together from the articles, and I thought I would like to work on my own and for a long-term project. But I didn't know that COVID-19 was coming and how alone I would be. So it was really lonely, and also the time felt awfully long. And in my work, I was so used to ups and downs, but this 5-year period with no ups and downs besides my own confidence, whether I could ever finish this project, it felt unbelievably long. So I think I would reconsider if I do it again, but I don't think I will probably do another one, although I know that there are people who have. And within the first year, I was mostly trying to locate relevant courses and congresses that I could, any community. And finally, I found out that it was only the seminars that I found it at the University of the Arts. So I've taken courses from at least 5 other universities in Finland. And actually, I think it's been nice and very useful as well. And as it was interdisciplinary, it took me 2 to 3 years really to find out what I was researching. So how to put the things together, because I understood that they are somehow related, but how to make a relevant story out of it. So at least I would say close to 3 years before I understood, and I was rather reluctant to talk to people about it because I didn't want to reveal that I don't I don't know what I'm doing. And so I was quite lost for most of the time in the first years. And then my research was ready, more or less ready by the end of last year. And then I proofread it maybe January, beginning of February, and then having it proofread by some other professors and doing all the administration has taken almost a year, which is longer than I had anticipated. But I'm not really in a hurry. And so being in the research program, and especially in arts management, I think it's a little bit challenging to find a supportive community who would understand what you're doing. And I think it's only after the 3rd year I found people who were doing a little bit similar stuff as I was, and they were from Jyväskylä and Tampere, so and also a Nordic thing. But I think it's very important to find people where you're part of a herd. And what I also found very important is to have a good supervisor. I was when I started, it was my supervisor actually left UniArts, and I thought that I probably will stop. If she's not going to continue with me, I'm going to stop the whole project. But then she continued with me, and I think a good relationship with the supervisor is really, really important. And it's not that they know something about the substance and have knowledge about your topic, but it's more that they understand what research is about, and they're supportive, and you have a good way to communicate to each other. And now, so I have 1 week left, and actually, I don't know how to prepare. I'm just chilling. And that's about it. So if you have any questions, please do ask.
Chilling means having discussion here with us today.
Yeah.
Now I check if there is, did Jeremy? Yes, I think Jeremy's also here. Yes, there you are. Hello, Jeremy. Thank you for coming. And Jeremy Wang is one of our students, one of 3, Leena, Outi, and Jeremy. And please, Jeremy, could you tell us something about your trip, your when applying, now studying, etc.?
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeremy. I am originally from Singapore before coming to Finland. My journey started almost 10 years ago, or actually slightly more than 10 years ago, 2014. I arrived to Finland to pursue my master's degree in music theory. And I'm a concert pianist before that. And so basically I came here to do my master's, and then I continued to stay on to now I'm pursuing my doctoral research. I'm my 3rd year now at the as a doctoral researcher, doctoral PhD student, and at the Moultrie Doctoral School in the Sibelius Academy. So yeah, I mean it's a long time. So I mean it's a really I would say a long journey for me, and I would say that being a doctoral student here has been one of the most rewarding experience, because I get to have a very balanced kind of a lifestyle to know how to do my research as well as how to actually do my artistic practice. So I'm also teaching in the academy as a practitioner researcher myself. That has been really nice. So I was asked to share a little bit about this journey and also a bit on how I arrived in Finland. But I think more interestingly is to share about my experience for the past 3 years. There is very much independent work when I'm doing my research. Since I'm in the Multi Doctoral School in the music education seminars, so that's where I am based. I have been having active, like weekly, there are seminars that you attend if you are a doctoral researcher here, and that's a community that you will be very much associated with, to actually share your research idea and everything in progress. I think that's very special for me, because very special actually even in many other universities around the world, because we get to actually share our ideas with other researchers and also with professors and lecturers. So there is not so much of a differences between those who have graduated teaching or professors. So we are all put into very similar levels. There's very much equality in that sense. So then we feel that our research is being given lots of ideas and inputs from other researchers, and helps us to be able to be courageous to share our ideas even though they are not fully ready. So that is the kind of support I felt very much from this program. It's helping me to grow as a researcher and also to connect to the actual research world. Yeah, I'm not sure at this point, are there any things you would like to know about so far about this program?
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Questions?
I noticed there's a lot of questions about the supportive studies, and the course is very specific. And please, Tuuli team and other guys, stop me if I'm totally wrong. I'm just saying of my own experience, because you cannot know everything yet. Plus, we don't even know yet what courses are next or the year after that. So at least in my application back in days, and I got in with it, so maybe it's still okay. I made a rough plan of what kind of things there should be. What kind of aspects do I need? And on the other hand, since I also had this other masters that here came and needed less of some, I don't know, academic writing or so, then I didn't take those, and I argumented that I have this expertise already, but I would need this and this and this kind of things. So again, kind of a complete thought of what kind of aspects, what are the puzzle pieces that I'm all the time talking about would be there, just as in your study plan. So this would be now my advice. And there's already a few of the links to the study guide, which is sometimes hard to navigate in the sense that there is like our doctoral studies, but as said, you can take from the other academies. You can take also something together with the master students regarding like, what are you doing? There's the open campus that offers things. So you can go there and see what kind of things and have now a rough plan. And as said, when you are here, Outi said something like of the third year, you are starting to be somehow knowing it's just about right. And then you realize that, yeah, this is what I really need. And sometimes you just run into people that talk about something that you never heard of before, and then you realize that, hey, this is something for me. So this would be my advice, not to stress too much.
Thank you, Leena. Outi, do you want to, or Jeremy, do you want to advise the possible applicants on these supportive studies?
Yeah, I think just so I did an Excel Excel sheet where I put sort of looked at other universities and made a rough guess what I would need, and then planned them there and as sort of lines on which year. And what I think that is at least was good for me is that you plan to have the courses within the all years and not have everything in the beginning, because otherwise you're going to be, especially in the research program, if you do a monograph, you're going to be really alone if you don't see anybody. So keep having every year some courses and then, but it's true that they're not necessarily available at that moment, but make a rough guess at what kind of course it could be.
Thank you, Outi. I totally agree with all the things Leena and Outi have said. I had my own PhD in Tampere University, and maybe something like after third year or even fourth, you kind of realize what are you doing and what you want to do and how to develop your plan, which you made a few years ago, and where does it take you. While waiting for questions, maybe I could tell something about, I mentioned that we are having this reform of doctoral studies in whole UniArts, University of the Arts, Helsinki. As you might know, Sibelius Academy is one of the 3 academies in UniArts. It's Sibelius Academy, Theatre Academy, and the Academy of Fine Arts. And we all 3 academies, we have altogether 4 doctoral schools, 2 of them in Sibelius Academy, Docmus and Mutri called. But we are in the middle of the renewal that the doctoral schools will unite so that there will be only one doctoral school in the whole UniArts. But there will be doctoral programs in all academies. That means that the degree we are giving at the moment is Doctor of Music, and the other academies, they of course don't give the Doctor of Music, but the doctoral program in Sibelius Academy will give in the future also the Doctor of Music degree, but hopefully also the Doctor of Arts degree. For example, in Outi's case, Outi's studying in arts management, so it could be, should be maybe a possibility for the student to have Doctor of Arts degree in the future. Nowadays, we don't have PhD, but we have Doctor of Music in every our 3 profiles or programs we have at the moment. But this will change a little in the future. But also the admissions, the application period, etc., will change in the future. But this application period 25 is the one we described, the one which has been before. So when it changes, it will be the next application period, meaning 26 or even 27. But just wanted to let you know that we are in the middle of this reform of doctoral education in the whole UniArts.
But if I may add that it's you shouldn't wait until there are less courses, but it's a privilege to be able to have a lot of courses. So take advantage of it.
Definitely. The problem is usually that you want to do more than the credits, not the other way around. The supportive studies are kind of usually full than there would be need to have more.
I think there's probably one question that hasn't been answered. I've been trying to look at the questions and listen to you at the same time, so I'm not 100% sure, but There's a question about the process for international students coming, and I'm not sure if someone from our students already answered that, but maybe that's something that interests anyone who's applying. So maybe if Jeremy's still there, could maybe talk about the process, how it was to come to Finland and study here.
Thank you, Jeremy, beforehand.
Oh, of course, I'm happy to share. So, as I said, I have when I was applying for the doctoral degree, I was already in Finland, so I didn't have that kind of difficulty in the process. So yeah, I mean, perhaps more like I want to share maybe about applying for it. I have to say that try to write the proposal in a way that kind of speaks to also in not just general your interest, but also how it applies to the Finnish education as well. So in the case that's something that is important, I think since we're applying for Sibelius Academy, there could have some sort of link and how it could be in the future be beneficial to the whole ecosystem here. So that's my advice a little bit. But can you maybe repeat your question about again, so that I see if I can answer it?
Yeah, there was just a question in the chat about the process for international students. I'm not sure if that means the process for applying or for process of moving to Finland, but maybe that's the moving to Finland part is also interesting here.
Yeah. So so the thing is you apply first, and then once you have a confirmation, the thing is that you will, as a doctoral student, of course, please correct me if I'm wrong, those who can, is that you are not really considered a student here because doctoral student is not the same as like a master's or bachelor's. So then you will have, you still need to apply for a pass, yes, based on that, but then it's like, student benefits are not the same. But so I can't really give you advice on the accommodation side because I have been here in Finland since I was a master student, and I had the student benefits then. Then after I graduated, I started working, so then I was not like concerned about those benefits when I'm doing my doctorate now. Yes, but it's easy also to find actually accommodations or things like that without any issue, especially if you have that kind of Facebook community to find a place to stay once you have gotten the position. So I hope that helps a little bit.
If you are the ones who are from abroad, if you want to ask something specific from Jeremy, because Jeremy, I think, is from Sibelius Academy at the moment, the only one who moved to Finland. All the others, we stayed here already, and Leena and Outi didn't move to Finland when applying.
Yeah.
I could maybe just give us, someone was asking about the visa. I found I can answer to a question with the link, but I will share the link to our immigration website where you can find more information about the visa requirements and residence permits for when you are a student here. So I will share the link in the chat.
Thank you, Jannika. I can't, and thank you, Leena, for sharing more info. Helpful page for foreigners.
It's the International House Helsinki. I don't know why it's called that. It's very hard to find through that name, but it has all the lists of what to think about when you move here within or outside EU. I did move to Finland when I started, but since I'm a Finn, I didn't have those problems.
So here is the email address. You can ask anything, and our services team, they answer as soon as they find the answer, or know the person who would you need to ask from the question. So it's SIBA, meaning Sibelius Academy. Tutti, it's a funny word, but meaning the doctoral student services .uniarts.fi. So if you have more questions coming after these sessions, please ask. And the application period starts 8th of January. So there is still 1.5 months-ish before the application period starts. And it ends on 22nd of January. I thank you all for this conversation. Thank you all the students, Jeremy, Outi, and Leena, for coming. Thank you our services and professors who were here, Toni, Matti, and Markus, the heads of our doctoral schools. I hope to see you in Finland someday and in Sibelius Academy. Thank you all and have a nice evening or morning, depending where you are at the moment. But in Finland, have a nice evening.